My friends, my countrymen, here we stand in a time of dire need, in a time of destruction that is coming, not just for us, of course, personally, but also for our entire family and our entire realm. Iberia has never been less peaceful than right now, at least as far as we can remember. Not only are we facing an internal rebellion, it is also that our wife is fighting as the Queen of Aragon with the King of Navarra. Not just that, but also, of course, the Mohammedans that live to the south of our realm right here, we have taken Tlemcen very recently, are also assaulting us. Well, this in North Africa is of our least concern. Well, it is something that is just piling on top of everything that has already happened. This king, this man right here, Ré Roger, has been a formidable man, an absolutely incredible and interesting fella, but everything seems to have come crumbling down. Now, as always, when things go to a pivotal point, well, I have a poll up for the channel members, and they did vote. They voted on two things, actually. Whether we should reinstitute the rightful inheritance of Prince Jourdan right here, and then, if I were to do this, whether we should go ahead and also, of course, additionally make it so that Ré Roger here tries to take a bit of a more measured, tempered approach. Ré Roger here is probably a little bit on the spectrum to a degree. He uses his framework. When we take a look at his character, he is eccentric, a trait, by the way, that I would argue probably deserves some rebalancing, just in terms of what triggers stress gain and such. It becomes very kind of sidelined, because it does this, you know, on a side note here, making it so that every other trait is a little bit stronger, but beyond this, it doesn't really have much of a personality of its own. But let's just ignore that for the time being. What am I saying? I am saying that he is vengeful and that he is patient. He keeps grudges, and of course he tries to enact them patiently. But that stops. That ends whenever he kind of loses the frame. That is how I chose to roleplay him here, the eccentric trait kind of making it so that whenever he something happens that isn't as expected, something happens that is outside of what he deemed would be the immediate follow-up of, you know, one of his actions, for example, he lashes out. And he has lashed out in the past. He lashed out now when, of course, his brother, Prince Jourdan II, as distanced as they were, sorry, not actually Prince Jourdan, I'm talking about Prince William right here, as distanced as they were, because Prince William, he was a drunkard. I believe the lunatic trait only came from the fact that he was tortured by one of our enemies here, by the Duke of, there he is, of Murcia. This was a devastating event, and he snapped. He snapped so much so that he spawned a rebellion that I will only want to stress here. Emir Talha ibn Mujahid of Murcia probably wanted to trigger. He wanted this king to snap. This man right here knew. Emir Talha knew that indeed, the king was going to overstep a boundary that would even drive comrades such as Comte Alfonso right here into a kind of perspective where they would oppose the king. This mistake has been devastating, and barely, very barely, the channel members have decided that we are not going to see a disaster, a tragedy, a true kind of move towards a complete lunacy that, you know, an isolated person might fall into. They averted it. They said, no, he will kind of dial it back, as he is currently wintering, of course, or actually, he just has wintered, right? In Aragon, near the armies of his wife, Reina Sancha-Sanchis, he makes a decision that is important, and that is that once more he needs to listen to her. She talks to him day in and day out. There is a dangerous time right now. Saragossa has been beset before. The Navarrese seem to be ever more aggressive than ever before. And we are now in a position where we need to deal with this. She reminds us of our duty and that we have overstepped and that it is time to learn from it, to move further and to bring our family, our realm, and those that are the closest to us, or those that still remain, I should say, into a good position. My friends, we are going to engage in this today. It is a story that could have ended in tragedy, but instead I will try to do my best to not have it go that way. As a small refresher, we landed here, of course, in Valencia. Our father created the kingdom, or rather took over the kingdom of Valence under the suzerainship of Aragon, and this has now become a unification, or it might become a unification here between, of course, our realm then with Prince Jourdan as the rightful heir. Everything has come crashing down. We have a very multicultural and multi-religious realm. We have, of course, also created our very own culture that has just been created with the decades at this point of Norman adventurers living in this this region, and then of course our power center being right here in Valencia, making it so that this coastal area in general has become Andalou. That is what they call them. It is essentially French and Andalusian mixing right there in the form of the Normans. Now I will tell you that this chaos is a disaster. War against the tyranny of Rey Roger, it is a tyranny war, very reasonably so. Toledo is involved, and do keep in mind, Toledo is of course the family of the Dunonids. Currently, Taghalit Sena bint Harun has been imprisoned by Reina Sancha. Very, very interesting. I wonder whether she is going to do anything about this. But if we were to lose this war, and we aren't too far from it, currently they are even holding our objective, of course. If this were to take place, not only would we lose crown authority, but we would be deposed. And as of right now, that would mean that Princess Sancha would become our heir. Now, what I'm going to do right away, I think, is very, very straightforward. I will go on and restore his inheritance. Yes, I do hold a grudge against him, but it is a childish grudge. People say, hey, maybe I went a bit too far. You know, maybe this wasn't justified. And listen, I really want to stress this. It wasn't justified. But that is just the kind of person that Rey Roger was. He never really was able to deal with, you know, honestly, both of his brothers. And then all of his sons, they always kind of hit him the wrong way. He never enjoyed their presence. He never thought that they had his interests and his understanding of the world in mind. And so he disinherited his son based on counsel from a man who he also doesn't really, you know, care too much about. Aveske Crespi, we had a troublesome relationship, but ultimately kind of came out at a decent spot with him. But ultimately, yeah, Crespi here overstepped. And we took the bait because he just felt an aversion towards Prince Jourdan. And now our wife is telling us, hey, re-inherit that kid. Now this is something that I want to point this out that does not yet restore his inheritance. I am going to keep this in mind. I can guarantee you one thing right now, unless I die very surprisingly, just randomly, this isn't going to be our heir. I'm probably not going to use the designate heir function. Instead, what we are going to do, very, very simple in comparison, and I just need to find it. I am going to raise him. Oh, there he is. Elevate co-monarch. We are going to restore him. I fully believe it. I think that we can and that we shall do it. Right now, his inheritance has been restored, but we are out in the field, so obviously we're not quite yet, you know, designating another heir. Now, with that being done, we are becoming a bit more mellowed. And what I mean by that is that he is not going to be closed off to advice, to, you know, any word that his wife and anybody that he trusts, he doesn't really have many, admittedly, but if he does trust somebody, he will listen to them. And this will be a life lesson that will push him forward in life. We are going to go ahead and solve this. Now, for the time being, what do we need to do? We are currently wintering right here in Calatayud, and we are going to make our way into Zaragoza. We want to fight these northern troops of the Navarrese kingdom right there. How dare they? Erege Jacques, and I believe he is in the defensive actually here, because our wife wants to pressure the Dunonids. I do appreciate this. I think that she is doing a great service to my cause. While the enemy armies of my own realm sit in Alcani, sieging her territory as well after, of course, robbing Valence. And might I add, by the way, that we lost something here. Crime and punishment has been taken by Comte Joachim, one of the more recent vassals that I instituted down in Malaga. Just on a meta level, by the way, I might actually be doing an overview episode, but I think we're only going to do it after his life. We're going to recapitulate everything. If you have any questions, you know, you can just ask it in the comments, and I think people will just let you know right now. But for the time being, all you need to know is that I have to crush a rebellion, and I need to find my temper again. My frame that allows me to be a calm and collected ruler. Now, obviously, simultaneously as we march there, Jerusalem is also going to be lost. Yeah, this is a... Oh my god, is the actual emperor participating and he is losing? That is devastating for him, I should add. But okay, Tlemcen is under siege. Yeah, that is no surprise. Their armies are arriving. It is just a duke, technically. Wali Abu Bakr II. Now, I will tell you that our possessions in these regions, we took them in the name of Amir Iher, I believe, right? If I take a look at this, yeah, pressed my claim, there it is, and he would hate me if not for that. It's not really inspiring, is it? But I don't think that we care too much or know too much the cities of this region. So losing just, you know, a city that is essentially more inland, I don't think that he cares too much to defend it unless we get even more troops available. Now, let's take a look at this battle right here. You know, before we do this, let's just zoom in a little bit right there. I think the UI is a little bit bigger than it normally is, isn't it, right? Because I am now on an actual 1440p screen, and we are playing with 130% GUI, which might just be 100% in 1080. Honestly, I'm not sure. This battle, of course... Oh, and that is so interesting. Wait a minute. This is the adventurer that we hired. He is assisting here, isn't he? We hired the son of El Campeador, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check this. special mercenaries, the loyal vassals. Yeah, there they are. Captain Diego Rodriguez, the son of Captain Rodrigo the Campeador, is fighting this battle against Navarra. I, of course, am commanding my own troops, but he is a formidable commander, much like his father. Let's keep this in mind. I might actually kind of put him... Wait, did he just die? There is no shot. No, okay, oh my god, he was just changed out, because I suppose that indeed other people arrived as well. Captain Musa of the Andalusi band of Alcanis. Listen, all I care about is I might actually land that man, because he's assisting me in that war, and having another kind of blade that I can trust was certainly a good thing. This battle, of course, just numbers-wise, wasn't a challenge. Yeah, very clear victory. We defeated... Oh, Ponce de Leon. That's funny. Okay, sure. I imprison him. Why not? We have captured him. And I will actually go and besiege Navarra. I think Valence is already lost. We need to satisfy the north, while they are besieging this mountain town. That shouldn't push them too far. Man, I have to hope indeed that we can end the northern war and then push south. But right now, you can see it as well. Our wife is very clearly decided to end the Navarrese war. I really just can only hope that we siege it in due time. We do have siege machinery, don't we? Yeah, we do. You just besiege us. We're at minus 75%. We're at 100% for the crusade. Jesus, that has a far-reaching implication once it actually ends in Alossia. Castellon has also now been besieged, literally just castle, right? Castello? That's a good name. That's a pretty funny name. Broken Cross. And there it is. Crusade for Kingdom of Jerusalem ends in absurd defeat. Look at what he gets here, man. If this guy could become... Oh, he's already infirm. I was about to say, if he could become a conqueror, it could be the greatest resurgence of the Ismaili. But you know what? I don't think so. Didn't they already have... I remember. Yeah, I don't actually know how they did it. Because this fell apart, and it came back because of this man. Duke Abu Mansur al-Nizar the Silent. He led, you know, the Summoners of the Faith. These are adventurous. And then his son conquered everything. How did he do it? Honestly, I am not sure. The Broken Cross. The crusade, so eagerly called and supported by Pontifex Maximus Gregorius, ended in a disastrous defeat that has only hurt the cause of the faithful. This will surely embolden more blasphemous and infidels to further stray from Catholicism. See, I would really like it, and I don't think that we will ever see this, but hear me out here. I would love it if this happened. Consider it this way, right? Papal authority has already been tackled so often by the Holy Roman Empire. They kept Rome, they took it only to make an example out of him. And currently, we do actually have a Sorbian. He came from the north, he was instituted by Bretislav, you know, back when he was the emperor. Today we have Imperatore Alessandro the Greedy of House Canossa, the son actually of Duchess Matilda. Very interesting. But basically, papal authority is infinitely weaker than it was historically speaking. We talked about this in the past. Papal authority, starting the Carolingian period, was basically nothing, and then it rose higher and higher. And in this time frame specifically, he asserted his authority, or the papacy asserted their authority for the very first time, against Heinrich of the Fourth, and then so on and so forth, of course, becoming very powerful towards the 11th, 12th, and 13th century, until it became a playing ball, I suppose, for the European powers. But the idea being, we never have this strong period of the papacy in this particular timeline right here. I would probably argue any crusade going forward, as much as mechanically it might be something where you just go, yes, obviously I will participate, because I do want the success right there, right? I want the piety, I want the prestige, maybe even titles. I think we're going to think about that 3 times over, if not even more. This is devastating to papal authority. I think the Catholic Church as a whole might splinter into more rites that are very similar to the Iberian one. We are leading the siege, by the way, which is really cool. They are sieging... Oh, that is not good. 10 months? How much faster are we? We're pretty fast. Oh. Do you have a rebellion? Oh my god. Wait, what? And there it is. The fall of Tlemcen. Yeah, this is dire. I won't be defending these lands, at least not for the time being. I will keep this war running because it is effectively something that is done unilaterally, of course. I don't have to accept that he's doing, you know, warfare actions right here. Lord Abu Bakr. Yeah, I don't like him. I do not like him one bit, but wait a minute. Am I seeing this right? Oh. Yeah, this is a dire time. We're gonna see how exactly this goes. It's actually very interesting, because if I'm seeing this correctly, right? He's no longer even the ruler of any territory. He's just a part of the Bakrid family, and I guess that the Almoravids right here in Fars are supporting him. Maybe we can stop this. This is a good enclave to keep the Moroccans at bay, but, well, not like I can allow myself to worry about that right now. I will continue sieging this. Sadly, seeking battle with the Navarrese unless they capture him, which hopefully they do, but it won't yield any more war scores, so we're going to see how that goes. I just hope that I can siege before they can siege me down, and then it is all over, right? That would be the biggest worry, but it's only 4 months left. Oh, and there's the battle. Listen, if you were to capture the king, oh, it would be so beautiful. Is he here? He's here! Erege Jacques, my wife. Oh, are you actually losing this? Oh, no. Alright, well, then this siege is everything, I guess. That is devastating. Jesus Christ. And the French are here, apparently. What are they coming in for? They are here for a tributary war. Interesting, okay. What is this? Start a legend? Yeah, I could start a legend, I really do. But I think for the time being, I have other worries. We are making a good amount of money. I mean, let's not be mistaken about this here as well. This is still a rich kingdom with lots of money to come in here. And finally, I have sieged it down. And that seals it. Navarra has fallen to us. We're at 100% war score, and now I need to get ready to go further south. I really hope that my wife can settle this bill with us. There we go. Thank you very much. We are doing fine legitimacy-wise, by the way. We're slightly underneath, but that makes sense. This king has a bit... you know, he's been a bit over... He has been a bit over the place, I think. That is a very fair assessment. Oh my god, he's going to siege me and time is near. We need to rush in. I need to take this castle. Am I gonna... Oh, we stopped him! Oh, we did stop him. I'm gonna keep going, but had he sieged this, I'm pretty sure that the war would have been over. This is genuinely destiny. Look at this. This could have ended the war, and instead we are getting a bit of a longer time here. Man, I don't have a lot of time. I think we have to win a battle as soon as we can. And we need to be in basically fighting on our conditions, right? I don't really want to challenge them down here. I have like a year, less than a year obviously, to have that battle, to win it, and then besiege Valencia so that I can get the war score back. Oh, we can catch them here? I think I'm going to commit to this. Every single week, or every single month, I should say, that we are in our own territory, we will, of course, replenish our troops. I'm going to take this battle. That was huge. We actually isolated them there. And we have a Dununid commander as the enemy. Oh, actually, a commander of the Dununids, I should say. I wish she sat in my prison. I really can only say this. And they aren't coming to their aid. They know that this battle was a foolish one to take. And, ooh, 85%. We bought ourselves some time. That is huge. If I rush in here, I mean... It's hills. We are unified, largely unified anyway, in our armies here, right? I think we're gonna move in. I want to crush them. Who is your commander? Comte Alifonso. We will be facing Comte Alifonso. We put him where he is today, and he has betrayed us. Man, is there any surprise in anybody's mind why Ré Roger would kind of not lose it necessarily, but lose his patience? Look at all the people that chose to step up against him. It is devastating to see, and now here comes a battle. It will be me commanding it. Somebody actually, and this is a really interesting question, because I don't think that this holds true for every single person in the game in any region of the world here. Why am I commanding my troops? I am not educated in it, I am not good at it. The answer for this is that in certain realms, it has to be said you effectively had generals. So they literally were given the task with an army, hey, undertake this endeavor and succeed. And this is, of course, most notably happening in the Vasilea Romayon. They had a very sophisticated, a very kind of complex structure when it came to this, constantly, of course, altering this all the time as well. But beyond this, especially in the local situations right here, when we're talking about more feudal realms, we're looking at a situation where, okay, it wasn't always the top liege. If the Holy Roman Empire goes to war, it isn't necessarily him that is doing it. It could be, for example, as simple as giving the okay, giving the head start to the Czechs and saying, hey, please go into Hungary, teach them a lesson. I want them under my suzerainty, and I need to make sure that this works out. And then the local commander, quote-unquote, who is actually a landholder and a direct stakeholder in this region, would take over and facilitate it. However, even then, when the Holy Roman Emperor would go to war, properly go to war, call his banners and such, yeah, he would go himself, because that is the expectations. We are sworn to him to what his title represents, rather than anything else, right, to be the entity of the Holy Roman Empire. He is the emperor. And with that in mind, that is why he is the one leading it directly. Now, this becomes a bit more passive the later we go into the medieval period, of course, and then into the early modern period, the less is that the case. But the reality is that we come from a culture that is incredibly warfare-minded. Yes, I've picked up ceremonious now, because that is something that we like, but look at this. Audacious cadets, adventurers and aristocrats, ruling caste. This is a culture that is warfare-geared. Whether you are educated in it or not doesn't really matter. This is also, of course, true for the Normans. They are, of course, on top of that also bellicose. But the idea here is, I am leading my armies because they are sworn to me. If I am a bad commander, then that sucks for me. But I am the one that they are sworn to and who is expected to lead them just because that is my role in society. We are essentially a warrior caste. So the way I see this is, yeah, no, I'm gonna play with a bad character. That's his luck. That is his misfortune. It would be a big event if I indeed were to raise an army and not be the commander, unless it is a very, like, tiny regional war, you know, that kind of thing. Which is to say, I am going to continue doing this, and maybe I will break this kind of scheme one day, but when I do this, it will be a unique thing. Oh, owner is 1 year in debt? Is that right? He is not in debt, so it must be... Wait, who is in debt? Oh, it is my wife who is in debt. Oh, wife, no. Can I give you enough money to pull you out? I can. And this is so much money. I'm gonna do it still. I don't want those penalties. They're gone. Let's see how it goes. Man, that was a lot of money, but in all fairness, she saved me here, or she might be saving me here. Let's see how this battle develops. This battle of Montanejos is a difficult one. You can see right here, we are, of course, in a terrible position because he is such a great commander. Oh, but in the end, we succeed barely. What a bloody, bloody battle. No doubt about it. We're at 82% all of a sudden. How many people died here? Let me see. So much more, so many more, I should say, from our side. And now I shall lay siege to Valencia. Once we have Valencia, I can take it slow. I can walk this war into the goal, because then we don't have ticking war score against us, but I have to take Valencia back. How long will it take? 4 months. Literally nothing. We actually win. I will tell you right now, had the vote been a different one, had we become kind of more isolated, mentally decrepit, you know, that kind of thing, I don't know whether I would have been so wise as to first assist my wife up there and then pull her south. Obviously, mechanically speaking, she was always going to deal with Navarra first, but we are coming out of this almost entirely unscathed from the looks of it. Of course, our honor, our dignity, and our pride is wounded, but Valencia is being retaken. Now, with the full siege here in North Africa, I'm going to end this war. I will capitulate just because clearly we have lost our influence down there. We still hold the coastline, but that is also everything. The Moroccans are incredibly, incredibly powerful. Oh, and he imprisoned his own wife. I wonder why. I'm not sure. Oh, they are rival. Oh, no, this is my rival, right? We did start that entire house feud, to which we will get back. Oh, and a Liberty faction? Right now? A Liberty faction? Yeah, no, obviously. I'm crushing. Are you joking? My god. This entire realm is in rebellion. Let's take stock of the people that aren't rebelling, okay? Prince Romain of Almeri, okay. Calatrava, that is Crespi. And then he, Caliph Mohammed the Timid of the Qutbid Emirate, not rebelling. And he doesn't have an eligible heir. Right, he did leave the prison. Against my will, might I add. He is married to a Dunonides, but he didn't join that rebellion. Mechanically, of course, that occurred because he just physically, literally couldn't do it. But, I mean, for me, that is great news. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yes, no more war score from held objectives. The war leader sits down here in Murcia. I think we're going to take a few months just to replenish our troops. We are now in friendly territory, and we have time. Oh my god. I'll take this. I'll take all of these fights. My god. Nasty, nasty creatures. Truly. And we have just gained 800 more troops. It is time. Let's march in, let's crush them, and then we shall besiege Murcia. We have now, by the way, focused on Avaricious, which has been very good to us. I might go a little bit towards Architect. He sees now, of course, Valencia has retaken it. The walls, you know, they are damaged. Nothing is the way it was. I think I'm going to go a little bit into this, into domain administration rather than just pure money making. I want to ensure that my capital will be a worthy capital going forward here. Oh, and you just abandoned it, huh? No, I'll take this fight. That's okay. We start in a terrible position, but yeah, ultimately we make it out again. Alifonso right here, what a traitor. One of the best commanders to ever live under Norman control, and he has betrayed us the way that he has. We have captured Rais Habib of Cartagena. Interesting. A very lowly servant, but a servant nonetheless. And now, here comes the siege of Murcia. Let's take them down. In a mere 7 months, in a mere 4 months actually, we shall take it. Oh, and Aragon was bringing in more troops, but no luck from the looks of it. Kunst Tedbald. Kunst Tedbald Fitzwilliam of Alarcon. He's an interesting character, you know that? If we died, I mean... So this child, just to kind of take a quick moment, right? I do want to take a couple of moments. I said this in a members-only video that for a time, don't tell anybody, was actually not members-only. I was outside at the time and noticed a little bit too late. But essentially, he is probably the one that has been treated the worst out of all of our family. I mean, yes, we had a difficult relationship with our brothers. That is true, of course, but they had land. They were the smiths of their own fortune, as we say in German. And then they all fell. Kunst Tedbald here didn't do anything wrong. He didn't facilitate any crime or any treason. He is 9 years old, for God's sake. He is a son, I believe, of, yep, there it is, House Abadid. It is an odd marriage, but not too confusing, given that he was Muwaladi. What has he done against us? He really doesn't like us. Catholicism is evil. He is taught against us. Negotiate an alliance. Huh? I have to assume that it is Al-Rumaikia Abadit that is actually making this kind of alliance with us here. She is the regent. She is leading the negotiation here. Man, what a kid. This kid is the first and only the Cecile Norman that is actually Muslim, right? And simultaneously, nothing was given to him. His life sucks, to be quite honest with you. But alright, let's go ahead, let's siege this down. We also have, of course, now an open steward slot. Oh yeah, Roma, why not? I'm going to put you into control right here. That's okay. Oh, and he is actually going to convert a county. Look at that. Denia, I believe, has been converted. That's to Castellon. We wanted to do these as is. That's totally fine. I want basically just the coastline to be Andalou. That is really all I care about. This isn't a widespread culture. This is something that has happened after the decades of adventuring and then ruling Valence, just because we are present. There is a scheme to kill my daughter, Munyadona. Oh, I know who it is. It is the Dunonites or it is the Almoravids. Remember, both of them are eager and willing to kill us whenever they have an opportunity. Oh, and Kumis Hayan has left the Liberty War. Is it just over? Oh, it's him now. Okay. That's unfortunate for you. I don't think he ever wanted this war. Would you want a white peace? No? Okay, well then I will deal with you. Cousin taken prisoner, Kuhns William of Lanciano. Man, you know what? Let's take a look at this over here. Sicily, well, they still exist. They are going to be losing Fog, which is, I believe, right there. Yep, that is awful for you. This is just a frontier raid. That is okay. Yeah, no, Sicily is done. Interesting. Really cool. I like it. Amir Sergios Ibn Isaias of Castro Giovanni is still here. He is still around. That is very, very impressive. Yeah, the Hauteville dynasty, objectively worse than us. Man, remember when we founded this house? It's been almost 100 years since we founded it. That is incredible. That is something else. And there we now finally have it. Murcia has fallen and we have imprisoned the youngest child of Emir Tal. Oh, we have also imprisoned his wife, who is a Dunonite. Let me be clear about something here. I will be a good king that is more measured, that will approach his subjects with whatever respect it takes, but the reality is, yeah, this is still the Dunonite family. This is an opponent that we either take apart or that will take apart us. There is no other option, at least not in our eyes. Now, I could wait for this battle to replenish our troops a little bit more, but I think I can take them as they are, and if I'm not mistaken, oh, I inherited Malaga. I guess one enemy is already out of the way now. He didn't have any heirs. Joachim right here unnecessarily rose up against us. I already have a plan for the region. We're going to be over the domain limit for just a moment right here. I think we'll be okay. Oh, he was the one that held on to crime and punishment. Huh. So the people of Malaga actually turned it over to me when he passed away. That is actually, that is honestly incredible. Okay, interesting to see. Very interesting to see indeed. Now, my friends, let's have this battle. It's not looking too hot. Somebody's trying to kill my caravan master. That's an odd one. Oh, thank God. The troops arrived so soon. I like this screen because it doesn't make me aware when my reinforcements will arrive, and it makes it a whole lot more threatening just looking at it. Who do we have here? Wali Muyat. Okay, nothing really. We have defeated their army in one last battle now here. Comte Alfonso of Sevilla is a drunkard and a murderer. Wait, what? Kaisti, Harry, and Amuk slain in battle and was murdered? Interesting, but it won't help you now. It will never again help you. I enforce my demands and crush all rebels in my country. Now, before I go and facilitate, of course, you know, solving this issue once and for all, let's crush this lone liberty rebellion that was late to the party, Kumisayan. The Mozarabs, they have lost my favor. There he is, Captain Diego Rodriguez. Wait, where do you have your camp? You have it in my territory? I might settle him. I might actually settle him. You know what? I couldn't have done it without you. That is true. Absolutely. You know what? I'll pay you all the money that you need, because this was a dire situation, and friends are those that we should make and keep as much as we can. And there he goes. Yeah, this was never even a question, was it? The Andalusi band here has been crushed. We just need to win the siege. 6 months, and then we can go for the south. We have arguably restored order again. Your rival is under attack. Wali Afulai. Oh, interesting. It is a claimant war. Internal disputes. I do like to see that. Yeah, and there we have the evidence yet again. Hildegard von Bingen is finding out about my enemies. Tizent Almoravid. I have to assume that is Afulai. Maybe it is King Omar the Ill-Tempered. They are plotting against me. Let the traitor be known to all. Maybe one day I can actually throw them into prison. For the time being, that doesn't seem very likely, but, you know, still. They also did win the siege in Hunyan, but they have barely any troops. I will be crushing them before long. They are coming over here, which is of course foolish. Never should have done that. And now it is just time to crush the peasant rebellion right here. They really saw their opportunity, man. It only makes sense. I will give you that. Every single move that we have seen here from the AI makes sense. They smelled a weak ruler, and so they tried to exploit the opportunity. But of course, that didn't really happen. My god, we have won. Things have changed, mind you. Our position here, down in North Africa, is weaker. We have imprisoned virtually almost every single vassal has been taken prisoner. Opposing us, of course, when they shouldn't have, and I will be dealing with them now accordingly. Duchess Chiman of Mallorca, I thank you for your loyalty. Maybe there still is a de Hauteville that actually has some honor. House Cecile is losing fog. Yeah, okay, that is nasty, Richard II, but you are not my friend. I don't care about this. I'm home now. Oh, I take it back. I am home now. But seeing the Dunonides raid me, obviously we can't have that. Raiding Calatrava, who do you think you are? Pay ransom for Emega Jerga. I'm sorry, I can't accept it. Caliph Mohammed the Timid. Honestly, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I won't accept it. The Dunonide raiders will find their end here, and then I can finally return home to Valencia and actually find a solution for what has happened here. My friends, after all this time, we are finally in order. Who would have seen this coming? Obviously, we are going to go and pacify Valencia. Caliph Mohammed was... well, I mean, I don't know what to say. He was loyal to us, he didn't rebel, and we made him marshal. He doesn't exactly feel favorable towards us, and I don't think that this, you know, is going to improve anytime soon, but you know what, be that as it may. And now that we have won, we shall take stock of what is going on here. We have imprisoned the rebel leader right here. Now, he did have money, he doesn't mean anything to us, so I will be selling him. He was a Magravite, by the way, or Magravavite, by the way, which is interesting. It is his family rising up, but he is loyal. We have a strong hook on him, and he is indeed Catholic. The rebel was Ashari. I have revoked, of course, beloved Sevilla right here, because, I mean, come on. What was he thinking? The traitor of all traitors, if you ask me, right? Where is he? So we have, there he is, Alfonso de Sevilla. Yeah, he... what a traitor. That was unbelievable. I cannot believe that he did that to us. We were there for him. It was granted to him by our father, Réjardin the Bastard, and then he would betray me like this. I want to reiterate. I live under the assumption that he effectively did this because he saw an opportunity to break free, and not only that, but to break free and maybe either join the Mozarabiques or to join Lusitania. Now under the leadership, of course, of Regina Anselperga, neither of which happened. He made a foolish decision, and I will not accept it. He will be sitting in my prison until the day he dies. Then, Emir Talha ibn Mujahid of Murcia. Well. Planning, scheming, together with your Dunonide wife. I think both of you are not going to get away with your lives. I don't see any other way. I think I will take it all from you. There just isn't any opportunity. There is no option. Like he right here, not only he killed, and it isn't scripted this way, but he killed. There he is. It was him, and you can actually still. It was him, and you can actually still technically see this, despite not really. Check this out. This is our deceased Prince William, right? Tortured and then dying. He was his prisoner. Talha Amirit caused the death of William, and now there was no love lost between William and us, but still. Unacceptable. I'm not paying for anything right now. I think he's going to go. I'm gonna highlight him because he's going to get executed. I think I have actually come now to a very, very reasonable point of view. So first of all, let's of course finish the prisoners. Talha Amirit is going to die. He will be sold. He is a servant of Navarra. I will gladly sell him. That is not a problem. This man will also die. I will be executing him. Ziraj right here is a servant of Oh. Wait, why aren't you in my prison? Oh, did we imprison your father? And then he just died immediately after? That's crazy. So because I was clearing up the war, of course, against the rebels there. Yeah, okay, I understand. Kumi's Balj here is indeed now free. I guess that he wasn't the one rebelling, but I'll keep an eye on you. You know what? To show you, to make a show of goodwill, I will release your servant. Is he a good? He's nothing really. Okay, you know what? I will send you back. But I will send you back with a weak hook and convert it so that you are kind of maybe my spy in that court. He will probably just die, you know what, so good luck. Then we have Ziyad right here, execution. Ali, execution. Talelzan Sharifit, a servant of the Dunonides, execution. Abu al-Kazim Amirit, probably execution, yeah, most. He's a child. I might, you know what, I'm actually going to keep him. Yeah, I'm going to keep him, and I'm going to turn him into a Christian. The same goes for Itizas Amirit. I want both of these local dynasties, of course, that have sway, that impact and influence local happenings. I want them to be loyal to us. Then we have Principessa Gertruda of the Sacro Romano Impero. Oh my god, it is the wife of Erege Jacques, and it is the daughter of Bretislav. She's a Premislit. Ransom. That is... You know what, actually, I'm gonna wait for this. I need him to have more money, but I will ransom her. She's 59 years old. I don't want to mess with the Holy Roman Empire. They are impactful. Tazait Magrabavit. If somebody wants to buy her, I guess she belongs to the south there, right? I don't really want to mess with their affairs. These are effectively colonies. So I'm just going to sell them. Alifonso de Sevilla. I've never seen a more dead man than Alifonso right here. She is related. She's the sister, actually, of Amir Iher. If he wants to purchase her, I can sell her. We don't need a hook, of course. You know what? I think, now that I think about it, actually, I think I might take these children and bring them up as Christians. I don't really want to execute these children. I don't really see the purpose. Boss Artisi of the Companions of Allah, they are none of my concern. I don't care for this child. This is literally a who cares child. Yeah, I will sell it. I have a very clear strategy right now. The Caliph did not rebel against us. This is vital. This is obviously mechanically very simple to explain, but narratively, Re-Roger right here takes this as an important sign. Did we have a rebellion of the Muwaladis in these parts? Obviously we didn't. It was a rebellion of the Muwaladi aristocracy. And as far as Re-Roger is concerned, these are different things. When he looks at the Caliph, he doesn't look at somebody that is fundamentally hostile. In fact, when we look at our realm, we are largely, by vast majority, Muwaladi. And we couldn't convert. This was just one of those things that you can't do in that phase of, you know, the cycle. I think we can convert them now, right? If I wanted to do this. I don't really want to do it right now. Let me just deactivate this for a second here. I think we are actually going to convert Valence. So you know what, I'm just going to leave it there as well, otherwise I would have just deactivated it. That's okay. The idea was we couldn't do it, and I didn't really want to do it, because we weren't a very hands-on local ruler with the populace. But here is what he has now realized. The Caliph himself isn't the problem. Muwaladi isn't per se the problem. Does he want, of course, especially the people around him, to kind of be closer, more trustworthy and understandable to him? Of course, but that is something different from ousting foreign religions, and the Muwaladis are without a doubt a foreign religion. In fact, currently he is going all the way here to Mecca. He is doing his actual Hajj right there. Interesting. Okay, the way I see this is, he is going to remain in Cordoba. All of the Muwaladi can pray to a Caliph that sits underneath me, but there shall never, under any circumstances, ever again be a Muwaladi ruler in these parts. They have betrayed us. They belong to families, they belong to ways that are not aligned with ours. The populace is fine. I don't want to dig too deep there. But as a ruler, as an aristocracy, they must be uprooted on the very, very baseline. They shall never rise again. So what we're going to do here is, I'm actually going to go ahead. If I use the hook, I don't think it changes anything. He just hates me so much, I guess. If I send you money, how much will you like me? You know what, I'm not really greedy. This kid has had a very bad time. I don't dislike him. It didn't even change his opinion. Jesus. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to demand that he converts. I'm even going to use the hook. I'm going to say, I am the house head. Hedbald, swear off. What you are aligned with here is unacceptable. What is he doing? Okay, we're selling a couple of people. Come on, I just need you to convert, buddy. What does he want? I see the wisdom of your faith, but I hope you understand what a long, winding path it is from the darkness into the light. So this must be his mother, right? She already negotiated the alliance. She knows her position. What does he want from me? Perhaps if you promise to support me in whatever way I need, the journey would be an easier one, right? So he gets a weak hook on me. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. I need my own family to be loyal, to look me in the eye and to trust me. Now, here's the way that I see this. We have now a bunch of people still in our prison, and I am going to go wild. When I execute people now, it is without a doubt, at least partially, bloodlust for Re-Roger. He wants justice, and much more importantly than justice, he feels wronged. His brother was tortured to death, and when he came for the assailants, for the perpetrators that did it, all of these people rose up. It is unacceptable. Re-Roger wants vengeance. Rais Habib, burn at the stake. Talha Amirit, you know what? I'm actually going to torture you before I let you out. In fact, I'm not going to kill you. That would be too easy. It would be far too easy. He became possessed, or maybe he already was possessed. He shall live in my prison, and he shall hear the screams of his wife, of his family. He shall know that his children are growing up in my court, becoming Christians, no longer remembering the Amirites and their destiny. Look at that, Mallorca, Murcia, Ibiza, you will have none of this, and your children won't have any of it either. Ziyad, Sharifit, a servant of the Dunanites, I shall send his head over to the Dunanites. There you go. Then we have Abu al-Kazim Amirit. Let's negotiate the release. I want to recruit you, and I want to, I want all of these. That's everything that I want. You will live in my court, and you will accept that you grow up in the name of Christ, desiring to protect my family. Principessa Gertruda, I'm going to sell you for 76, that's fine. Pons the Lion, listen, I gotta recruit him just because of his name. I mean, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna recruit you, that's okay. He belongs to the Scriptorium of Saint Katharina, I see. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep him. Zerga Dunanit, the wife of Tala Amirit, of course related to the Dunanit family. Torture. Oh, and I gained prowess from it. Man, I feel so strong. Alifonso de Sevilla, execution. There is no difference between these here, but I'm gonna behead him purposely, because he is a Christian that did betray me. Then we have a Magravavit, same thing. I am going to have you at court, and you will grow up in my ways. He right here is the son of an adventurer. I'm gonna sell him. I don't think I care. Wait, you're not... Oh no, you are an adventurer. Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I don't care about this. Sell this child. Ilya Abadit, you guessed it. We recruit this child, turn it into a good Christian as well. Nibtazan al-Idrisi. And then the last interesting people is this one, this man right here. I will, of course, execute him. And then Maha Amirit shall yet again join my court. These children come from cursed bloodlines. They come from traitorous bloodlines. But today, Ré Roger, instead of executing them wholesale, after winning, instead of really going through with a lust for blood that he does have doubtlessly, after everything that has happened, he listens to good advice from his wife. The people that are Muwaladi in these parts, they are already decent people. They have not rebelled against us. They respect the local dynasties. And so if we shape the local dynasties in our image, we will have good vassals as well. Let's get a tax jurisdiction, although I'm pretty sure that we don't actually need one. Wait, who is this? Oh, it's the Caliph. He is the lone man. You know what? I'm actually going to change this then. I'm going to keep him... I could keep him on Zakat here. It's just that he's going to join any rebellion that he could possibly get. We're not going to get an alliance, of course. That's unrealistic. I'm going to go with Zakat. He's married to a Razinit now. He is married to a Razinit now. Oh, that's interesting. She drowned. She drowned like a couple weeks ago. The Dunanites in my realm are, I think, finally broken. The biggest supporter was Murcia and Cordoba, and now, well, Cordoba was benefiting, I suppose, from the Dunanites, and now Aghalid Bada Ibn Hota has 90 troops to his name. Nothing in his favor. That is miraculous. Okay, so those are all the things that I'm going to do in that regard. I think you're gonna just get tortured again and again and again. I'm gonna execute her. Zerga Dunanit, his wife, getting tortured. It had to be done. Indeed, it had to be done, my friend. You two are never going to see the light of day. You are going to know that your children are the most important parts of your family now, and that they are Christians. Let me go ahead and actually make all of these kids be educated. Very important indeed. Maha Amirit is Christian. She is Andalusi. I will not be doing it personally. No. We are going to ensure that you get educated. Hildegard von Bingen, honestly, too good for you. I'll just say it outright. You're not good enough to be educated by Hildegard von Bingen, out of all people. Man, I wish this menu was bigger, but that's okay. I might send her... You know what, we're basically done. I am going to just employ a court tutor. Should this be like a Hildegard von Bingen type job? Does it need to be a man? Oh, that's crazy. We literally have the perfect court tutor, but apparently that is not feasible. Educate the children. Children at court have a chance to have one of their skills increased by +1 or +2. There you go. That is gorgeous. I like it. You know what, while we're here, I'm just going to employ a couple of other people as well. We have the money. I might as well do it, right? Antiquarian, obviously. Master of the Hunt. Yeah, there you go. I'm just going to employ them because why wouldn't I? I don't particularly, I think, care about any of these people. None of them, you know, really served me here. Oh, and here's a lover's secret. Gertrude, her. I don't really care about this. Ponce the Lion, I guess, has impressed me. Having these people here, sadly, they don't just, currently they just don't really mean that much to me. I don't think we had much of an interaction with them, which was very different when we just, came in from being an unlanded character. And now, see who remains in our prison. It is only Tala Amirit and his wife, Zerga Dunanit. Both tortured. He is our rival. Oh my god, the stress release that we got out of this. And the world views them as our rightful prisoners. The biggest rebellion to be ever staged against my family has been squashed. Not to mention, now that we're making it back into our throne room, crime and punishment is where it needs to be. I have asserted my authority. What is this right here? Let's take a look at this. Solid foundations. My modest royal architect Friedrich's skills find much praise at court. Even the simplest repair works are handled with a care and precision rare to find in Valence, or anywhere else for that matter. He has been deep in thought this past week and at last shares his quandary. My lord, in my work I've noticed ways to streamline your building projects, but my efforts might be better spent aiding in the expansion of the villages. You are my architect. See the needs of the people, or a talented man could do both. That is actually interesting. Are we building up Valence to be a royal capital, or are we building it up for the people? I think we have done a lot for the commerce right here, right? Ooh, I do like this. Yeah, let's do civil oversight. See to the needs of the people. I think we want to turn this into a true royal city. That is incredibly important to us. And so I'm going to go ahead. He's going to convert this. And after he's done that, I'm going to go ahead and just increase development in the county the entire time. That is quite nice. I like to see that. Let me just actually assign guardians to these children, by the way. I don't want to educate them myself. I'm not interested. Thank you very much. Abu al-Kazim right here. Why not? The Amorites, the Abadites. Oh, this is just beautiful. Oh, she already technically has a guardian. Yeah, I'm gonna remove that, you know, just so you know. You're gonna get a different one. Your dad. Is it your dad? Yeah, he's not getting out, man. I don't know what to tell you, but you're not gonna see him anytime soon. She already is getting educated by a Magravavit that is Catholic. I like it. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, and now that we have taken care of all those people, and this is very important, I really want to stress this, they are nobles, and I will maybe eventually give them land. But what is most important right now, that we are very court-centered. Everything is happening in Valence. Nonetheless, I need to satisfy my wife, right? We have now steadily created new order in this territory. We have even converted Kunz Tedbald of Alarcon, and I don't want any evil to befall him. So I'm going to go ahead and reorder the realm in a way that is necessary, okay? We have our son, who was disinherited because we greatly disliked kind of his possibilities, his functions, the way he would be a ruler, but our wife persuaded us that we were wrong about this, and of course we were. I will gladly take this. I will elevate him to be co-monarch. It only costs 500 instead of designating him manually. He will rule with us. He will support our rule. And of course, he will actually be holding his very own duchy. Oh, wait, what? And what we're then going to do is, I am going to, and by the way, he's wearing a crown already, that's pretty cool. I'm going to give him Sevilla. Because this territory is quintessential. I wish I could give him Granada, but sadly, he doesn't stand to inherit it. I should have done it before I designated him, you know that? But okay, let's put min-maxing aside. The idea kind of is, he holds the gateway into, you know, the south that is so important to stand against Morocco, and he rules near Cordoba. He will understand the people there. I'm going to give him Jean actually as well. I mean, you know, why not? Doesn't really hurt anybody. Prince Jordan II, could I give you any more now that we have this reached this state? No, okay, so this is the maximum that I can do. I don't really want to give land to my 11-year-old. I think he is too young. There's too much that he is yet to learn. But I just don't have anybody else that I really trust, do I? Yeah, she's my friend. Okay, I think I know how I'm going to handle this. We're going to give up Murcia, right? So I will be giving Murcia to my son, mostly because this is very close. Like, this is territory that is effectively directly underneath my rule, right? I can go there whenever I please, whenever I need to. So this seems to be pretty decent, even if he is 11 years old, so he's not really ruling. It is Bishop Henry of Murcia, also an Andalou. I want Andalou to be the dominating culture in this region. Don't misunderstand me there. And now let me ask you, can I can't assign Granada to you. Okay, so that wouldn't work. That's okay. I think we will once again give up Malaga right there and then get a noble of Andalou culture. Oh, Countess Ophelia. Interesting. It selected a woman. Okay, I'll take it. But basically, I have redesigned this now. The ruling class, the ruling structure is my family, and it is anybody that is willing to indeed swear proper fealty. Most importantly, I want to have Andalou rulers. I don't necessarily want them to convert the actual counties there, but we are the ruling caste. And for that purpose, I will do everything I can to indeed push that through into reality. I have now given up everything that I need to give up to be in a good state. I'm not going to do any of these, don't worry about it. I might employ an adventurer. I definitely will hold court, that's okay. Ooh, we could ask you for money again. Pontifex Maximus Gregorius VII. We have now also actually, yeah, you can see it right here. These have progressed quite nicely. Nothing wrong with that. You know, when it comes to them actually getting some levels, I just wish we had successes. Oh, yes, thank you. Okay. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to do this, of course, off screen. I'm much more interested in kind of understanding what else I can do. Ishbilia here? No. You are on the list. You're going down, buddy. And I think, yeah, you know, yeah. We have a bit of a history, don't we? I can lawfully imprison Hildegard von Bingen. Oh, she's a fornicator. You are a nun. That's not good. But okay, honestly, she has served us very well, I have to say. I think with the great ousting of the Muslims, I will be requesting money, but don't look at this as me literally sending a letter to the Pope. Rather, it is the church infrastructure, finally. And this is one of the long conflicts that we had in this playthrough, where we were sitting and we were saying, well, do we really believe in this message of Christianizing this region? Well, we are not strongest believers. To this day, our father most certainly wasn't, and we most definitely are not either. However, we are now progressing towards this just becoming the status quo. We already have erected, of course, our own diocese right here, and now we're getting the money. We're reaping the rewards of playing nice with a church that is incredibly weak in this region. I gotta tell you, I was playing with the idea of maybe turning Mozarabic, but especially with the rebellion of our Mozarabic vassals, I feel like that has become ever less likely. Now, the last thing before we unpause here, actually, and this is quite an important thing, I would argue, is Prince Jordan II. He needs to marry. And we need to find him a good spouse. Oh, Eba Estevicia is the daughter of the former, well, it's now the sister, I suppose, of the current Duke of Barcelona. I do like this. This would cement his rule once Aragon and Valence become one. Okay, that is a great option there. Ooh, is this Lusitania? This is Algarve, right? You're Bologna, so you came here, of course, through Lusitania. You're the most important power holder in this region. Although I suppose that she doesn't really have to offer us much. This is a joke. That's all I can say. That is a joke. I think we are going to go with them. We could actually pick up a Lecce here. They have become the leaders of that mercenary band that used to be at Hauteville. No. You know what? I think the Barcelona alliance is a very strong one. Eba Estevis de Barcelona, definitely somebody that we need as a friend and as a partner. And I will be marrying you too. That is a good option right there. And you know what? I think from here we have done everything that I need to do. I have put into place Prince Roger II, effectively ruled by myself. I have put in Prince Jordan II right here as well, you know, kind of taking control of this. I myself hold Granada. I really wish that I could give it to him, but sadly it is not going to go to him in inheritance, so apparently I have no option but to hold it myself. That's okay, this fortification is too important to hand it over. What are we doing from here? Well, for starters, I want to hold court. I think we are back now. And I need to turn inwards. I need to ensure that my rule is stable. Oh, and I'm missing prestige. You're joking. Okay, I am not going... Where did you go? Wait, why... But he's still the royal architect. Okay, I guess... We now have an unbelievable amount of money. This marriage, of course, will also go... is going to be huge. It's going to be very, very important. Prince Jordan II and Countess Eba Estevis are a promise that the south of Iberia is unified under Christian control right there. I will first hold court, and then we're going to have a new policy that stems right from the feather of Rey Roger himself, a renewed Rey Roger, who is guided much more than before by his wife. Oh, and just as we now have genuinely cemented our rule, I think this is a new chapter in a way, if you will. We are a better ruler now than we were before, but more importantly as well, we have finally pacified the aristocrats, and by that I mean that I've devastated them. And then we get news. The Sicilian frontier, Imperiality, a frontier like Sicily, situated at the crossroads of civilizations, attracts the attention of outsiders like bees to honey. For years, distant realms from across the Mediterranean competed, militarily, politically, religiously, and economically to control the wondrous, beautiful, and lucrative land. The Latin West has emerged as the most powerful force in Sicily, and the regional ruling class, that is, the local elite, has origins in, or at least close ties to that world. One could say that this frontier has been tamed under such imperiality for now. Yet, this is a hollow dominance, for the region is drained of resources and vitality, and underneath this veneer of stability is the unpredictable, capricious nature of the frontier. It is not implausible that one day, whether through attacks by ravenous outsiders, internal squabbling, or both, that the frontier of Sicily will emerge as the fateful arena of the Mediterranean once more. So they essentially became meaningless. Oh, and the papacy is back! Oh my god, the papacy is back. Obviously, we have big influence of Sicily and the papacy. They are Catholic, but realistically speaking, let me see the local rulers right here. It's the Orthodox that have made a massive comeback. Yeah, no, arguably, but it doesn't really matter who closes it. The struggle is over because Sicily has no central power holder anymore. They are attached to the Latins, as they say, and to the Orthodox, and then to the independent Orthodox Church in Serbia. We left Sicily behind, and Sicily has left itself behind as well, it seems. What is this? Negotiate alliance? Of course, we shall have one. I mean, come on. We are partners in ruling this now. How else could it be? You know, with all this money that I have, I'm going to go ahead. Are we already? Yeah, okay, so this is already happening. Caliph Muhammad is still in my council. He's an important man, no doubt. What are we going to build here, huh? Oh, I like this. Tiras Production Center. Tiras is a style of embroidered cloth treasured in Islamic societies due to its political and cultural importance. Whether government or private-owned facilities producing tiras are important for the regional economy. Islamic rulers have access to a character interaction to present the tiras to other Muslims, which grants both sides various bonuses. A twist of this interaction is that it is initially only available to caliphs, emperors, and kings. A duke can access it once their culture is in the early medieval era. This can help reduce the cost of this. Okay, so that doesn't really do much for us. It gives me court grant change, and it gives me monthly prestige and diplomacy. I will be building this because I am an economic powerhouse. That is how we perceive ourselves. I like a lot of these bonuses, to be honest with you, but I think we're going to go with this. The Tiras Production Center right there. Valence is going to become the economic hub of this region. That has always been our goal, and it must yet be our goal indeed. We're going to build this up, and then with the rest of the money, I most certainly want to wage war, but I also have some other ideas here. This is, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot happening here now, admittedly, and it is something that we have to piece together, but I think we are actually quite understanding, right? We had a rule that was going very well, but was also becoming increasingly harsh and brutal under Ré Roger, and then it kind of backfired. And now all of a sudden, our wife was able to reel us back in. We have restored the rightful heir and elevated him as a favor to our wife to a co-monarch, ruling this realm. Of course, this right here is essentially one compound, right? And then everything to the west of the mountains to the south here is another compound, and he is in control of this. That is the way this narrative works. We basically are another Roman Empire, if you will. Ruling it is difficult, and he is supporting us quite valiantly. Man, I wish I could actually have him take part in holding court. You know, that's one of those things. They never overhold those decisions. I would really like it. He's here. He's right there. 20 years of age, already ruling, and I can't really consider him when it comes to holding court, you know, outside of just roleplay-wise, I guess. Oh, and Romain, our steward, died. Wait, how did he die? Of old age. Okay, that is fine. I guess not too suspicious. Can I, by the way, can I torture you again? When is that? 1148? Alright, you can stay in prison. He was a good companion, but I don't really think, and this is very in character, that we have any personal relationship to any of our advisors here. Umis Fathia is a loyal man, and we do like him a lot. Oh, he's incredible. Yeah, look at that. Personal diplomacy, honest. He's a good man, but we don't really have friends other than our wife, so I guess that you would just pick up whoever is the most trustworthy in the eyes of our wife and our son, because ultimately we ourselves, well, we aren't good at reading people to begin with. Oh, and we have a new successor there that is beautiful. We also have you swearing fealty. He's begging us for protection. I know what this is. He is asking us, indeed, to ensure that we will protect him after we lost Tlemcen. We didn't fight back enough. That is exactly what happened there. And now he makes his way to Valence, hoping that we will reconsider, that we will turn our eyes to the south, make it our priority. Now, with this extra prestige, I am capable of actually holding court. And let me double check this. Where's the court render going? Am I going to change anything here? I think lavish food probably would be in the interest of our... Yeah, look at that. He is ambitious. He is tempered. You know what? I'm going to dial this back to decent food. There you go, yeah. He is modest, or rather temperate, but he is ambitious. So he wants to make sure that this court gets the respect that it deserves. I'm going to pump this up, especially with, I think, stylish fashion. That's okay. This also, yeah, I'm gonna make this slightly better, right? I'm not gonna go to the max here, but our court needs to be important and impressive. And so I can now finally hold court. Let's see who approaches us now. I always like doing this. We've had some great events here. Orania out of control. So this is in North Africa. Peasant woman timidly approaches my throne, clutching at her hat. Takbilt of Orania is rampant with unrest and banditry, my lord. Spare but a little coin for the region and control may be restored. Interesting. Curious idea. Let's try it. They did besiege it. They took it as well, actually. And she is a good Catholic. And an Andalou as well. Curious idea. Let's try it. You're right. What we need is excessive bloodshed. Aha, I would say this if I had become ever more deranged without the intervention of my wife here. I'll pay for it. That is what a good ruler does, is it not? I am met by a poor Movaladi, a vision of humility and supplication. Glorious Rey, I come to plead that you stop the priests that harass Valence's people and drive them to adopt Catholicism. Though we may have different beliefs, we are all Andalou brothers and sisters in the end. Whether we follow Allah or God, can we not still live together in peace? I made a point of saying that the way that we approach this now is to crush the Muwaladi aristocracy, but not the people. And here they are, challenging that conviction. I wanted to convert Valence just because it is an industrial city in which we live, but demands payment. Satan awaits you, infidel. I think I am going to simply work for integration here. Yeah, I'm going to do it just for Valence. I think I will otherwise be very sparingly converting any provinces here. This, in Valence, is a no. That is my city, built in my image. And my image here now has to be Aragonese Catholicism, without a doubt, yeah. And I think that ultimately he would see it this way as well. And he is the opposite of us. After we shouted at him and didn't understand him at all, look at this man, ambitious, temperate, impatient, an interesting fellow. Already his wife is pregnant, okay. A thin, raggedy peasant stands before me, gawking at the opulence of my throne room, obviously distracted. I call him to get his attention. Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. My village in Grenade was hit by blight this year. We lost not only our crop, but our seed too. We have nothing. We shall starve without help. I will assist you. He is a peasant leader. He is Catholic. Okay, yeah, sure. I think you will have the funds that you need to rebuild. Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and indeed, I think we're going to spend this. We could do your service will repay a debt, which is great as well. It also signifies the process of enserfification, there you go, in this particular region, since they lived under a different governance system. And we are now kind of putting our own system on top here. This would make a lot of sense, but I think I want to appeal to the locals, especially those that are Catholic. And he was one of them right there. So we gained some court grandeur, we also gained legitimacy, almost actually at level 4 now. But apparently level 3 is already acceptable for us. That's okay. We still have a ton of money. And I do want to start this legend. Remember, this legend is important. This is a legend that is inspired by Réjourdin of Valence, and I do want to spread it. It is vital to us. But the Dunonites yet breathe, and I have to crush them. I do. I have to crush them, yeah. I want to take over the Ducas of Valence. I want to take over Teruel. And I will be waiting just for a little bit more prestige. I could be creating Cordoba, that's okay. We're going to gather some prestige, and then we shall head in there and crush them where they stand. How powerful are you right now? Very powerful. Okay, that's not good news for us. And look who arrived in Mecca, by the way. He is a good servant of his people. Let's just hope that he knows his place. We do also have a war. What is this? Duke Baram of Batalius is defending. Right. Man, this is a wild warlord here. The Mozarabic to our north are independent in every single way. There's not really much more to it, right? Let's do cutting cornerstones. I will be building up our holdings here bit by bit, more and more as we go. I need a bigger port. I mean, you know how it is. Yep, absolutely. And could I get another port in here as well? Actually, there it is. Trade port, quite cheap, all things considered. I definitely like it. Oh, and the co-monarch furthers mandate. Yeah, okay. Don't get killed by strife. He is more powerful. I'll accept it. I think up to level 4 I would just accept it, because that is the role, of course, that we are put into by our wife as well here. And the pinned character is under attack. He is coming for a claim, and he is Ashari. Ooh, I don't like it. Can I... You know what? It's across the sea. I'm not gonna intervene. That is not my business. And there he actually is. Oh, I should have probably executed him, but he did die. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. Talha Amirit, the man that opposed me, the man that killed my brother, is finally gone. Many of his children are now being educated in my court. His wife is still in my prison. Now that he's gone, well, I don't feel anything towards her. Let's be honest, torturing her was something we did only to terrorize him. What do we do with you? I think, yeah, obviously, her children will hate me for it, but they will forget in time. Your mother is gone, and so is your father. Oh, and this is actually an incredible event. I don't think I have ever seen this one, or at least I don't remember seeing it. The Borders of Faith. My son and heir, Prince Jourdain, approaches me in private with clear doubt in his eyes. He explains to me that his faith is faltering due to his time spent guarding the border against Mozarabism and fraternizing with the enemy. His words are not in jest. It feels as if the slightest mistake could push him away from God, yet this is an opportunity to strengthen our fervor as well as our relationship. What is our relationship to the Catholic Church? Crespi has advised us, and it didn't really lead us any way other than away from our wife. Away, of course, as well from our subjects, although maybe those subjects were traitors already, so I'm not too much in doubt that, you know, this is a big concern. Listen, I'm not surprised that Jourdain would doubt Catholicism. This is the one thing that I'm not sure whether we fully understand this, Ré Roger, on like a personal level. I don't think that we have this type of relationship ourselves with faith as is, right? So kind of understanding it and putting ourselves into his shoes is difficult for us, but I mean, Crespi was against him. He was never treated too well by the Catholic Church. Disinherited for a time. It was a time of trouble and only temporary, but still, right? Would I threaten him? I don't think so. I don't think I feel that way about it. Pick any faith, so long as you serve me. If he converts to Mozarabism, then this is a very surprising step into that direction. There he is. Prince Shadar II is Mozarabik. That is actually incredible. I didn't see that coming. Oh, you know what I also didn't see coming? This guy actually daring to besiege me here. Yeah, we're obviously going to clear that up. I'm not going to have this nonsense happening in my territory. Interesting. He converted on his own accord, on his own time, with a Christianity, with a Catholicism that is unbelievably weak. That is impressive. I didn't do any of that, of course. You know, this is something the AI did for us. I know I'm repeating myself, but man, I am in love with how much the game is just throwing my way. I mean, that is incredible when it comes to how much they have allowed us to play into things rather than needing to ignore kind of, you know, events and that kind of stuff. None of that. We simply get to enjoy the good outcome here. Who were they, by the way? Oh my god, the raiders from Madeira? You are joking. Oh my god, and he is getting money from Malaga. Yeah, wow, look at that. Gains a powerful negative county modifier for 8 years. He is a selfish son of a gun. He is ambitious. Yeah, I mean, my god. He's a character. He is a character, I can tell you that. Where's he going? He's going to a hunt. Okay, I see. I could also attend there, and he's actually inviting me. My son is inviting me to go to a hunt. I'll go. Are we to become a family man this late into our lives? I am not so sure, but I will be going. Absolutely. Will I be killed at this hunt? Also, maybe. Is my wife here? My wife isn't here, Jesus. What is she doing? Why aren't you bothering to see your primary son and myself? As we await the arrival of the rest of the guests, Prince Jordan has started on the preparations. His gamekeepers check the grasslands each day for signs of quarry, while building a camp closer to the hunting grounds. I've checked my gear and horse many times. It won't be long now. Beautiful. Yeah, we've definitely entered a secondary chapter here now of peace, of ruling. Prince Jordan's huntsmen have pointed out a secluded clearing downwind of the Beast's Covert, a perfect place to form our bowline and await the stag, driven thither by the hound teams. Our host thinks for a moment before nodding. Yes, we shall have a little ambuscade. Yeah, let's ambush this stag. Our chances aren't too great, but it is more about being here as a family, isn't it? Oh yeah, and it did just straight up fail, alright. That is unfortunate. Okay. Well, it was my first hunt, and it wasn't a terrible event. I think he travels home thinking maybe it is the children that I cannot deal with, and not my son. Now let's see here. It appears that France actually has learned the Norman language. Okay, that's cool. Make a request. To the impressive Ré Roger of Valence, please consider this proposal. He has assisted me, and he is currently in Dunonite territory without being a Dunonite. You know, he doesn't want to swear fealty to them. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll pay you this money. This will be something that the House of Vivar better remember, because I am about to clash with the people that you are in the territory of. We could use a struggle clash. You know what, let me actually check this. Could I theoretically... You are not in my territory, so... Oh yeah, I can't settle you. Okay, would have been cool, but okay. This is a simple war, simple enough, it should be anyway, of reclaiming the Duchy of Valence and pushing you further and further into territory in which you will no longer be able to resist my wrath. It is much more calculated and patient yet again, as it was in the past. As we return home, especially if you compare it to what happened in the last few years here, but as we return home, we will immediately take over the army's business, of course, and apparently the high altitude and the brisk air of Alcaraz has a very refreshing quality as we traverse the local hill fort. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training technique I haven't seen before. I'm moving closer, failing to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I am approached by the local captain, Gundulf. Would you like to join in, my lord? Yeah, you know what, actually, I would like to join in. We are learning, and apparently we succeeded. We are becoming a better commander, even this late into our lives. By the way, he is a fortune builder. Interesting. And now that we've arrived home, we can start the war that is genuinely our war. The Dunonites, after they opposed me when the Amarides here rebelled, shall now see my justice. It's been so long. It looked like we were about to lose everything. And now I am going to bring peace and prosperity to the east, once and for all. Apparently, more men-at-arms counter. Yeah, I guess I gotta recruit a bigger army in due time. But I don't think it will matter for this fight. How could it matter? We were so superior. Oh, and Munyadona also comes of age. Wait, what am I seeing here? Enemy combatant captured. The troublemaker of Sigunta. Interesting. So he's a vassal. He rules Sigunta up there. Munyadona comes of age. They grow up so fast. She was Hildegard von Bingen's ward right here. Wow, she is impressive. Also ambitious. I am not going to marry you to Venice. Alright, let's not even entertain this. I will think about this in due time. If I could get a matrilineal marriage with a Vivant, I would probably do it, actually. You know that? Oh, I will be getting a matrilineal marriage. I will actually be getting a matrilineal marriage with Ilya Abadid. Ilya Abadid will be the betrothed. I will surely grant him land eventually, and he will serve my family, as his children will be of my family at the end of the day after all. And now, instead of sieging Teruel, as is of course the war goal, I am rushing for their capital. I will take your entire family, Agalit Bada Ibn Hota. It will happen. And man, this co-monarch, he is ambitious. It's crazy. He's making so much money. And it is now revealed who was trying to kill Munyadona. Hildegard von Bingen, thank you so much for figuring that out, by the way. It was, of course, the Almoravids. Let the traitor be known. A wannabe murderer. Oh, and my wife. Who are you attacking? She's attacking Albarazin, so that will mean that we will unify our realm here, and the entire east will be secure. That is amazing. I love to see that. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, if I could wipe out the Dunanids whole, I would be very happy as well, but we're gonna see how that goes. Oh, and our wife is pregnant. Again. I did capture somebody. It is a Dunanid. The brother. Oh. Do you know that you assisted somebody that tortured my brother to death? Well, I think it's only fair if I did the same. And you know what? He is near death. I am actually going to release him. And he can head over. He can tell the tale of what just happened to him, to his family. Unfortunate for you, my friend. We're back down to 90%, which sadly, of course, must mean that I have to siege a little bit more. What a shame. Oh, and Tafsu Dunanid has been captured. What a shame. What a shame. I think we will also be offering my wife here that we join this war. We have our army raised anyway. Ultimately, this is just us participating in a conflict that... Essentially, this is one conflict, right? We are coming down on the western coastline here, or rather the western part of the eastern coastline. Yeah, she got this anyway. But I think joining, it isn't a mistake. Oh, obviously I don't want Calatrava to fall. That is much more important. Oh, and he lost the title, but he didn't lose the kingdom. Tin Malal. Oh, the Almohads have come. He's a conqueror, he has money, he has no troops. I'm not sure that he's going to win this against an administrative Morocco here. We're gonna see how this goes. I hope he wins, because my god, this most certainly would be an unbelievable change of the dynamic. All of a sudden, an ever more radical Islam here to the south. The Almohadi, of course, warmongers, struggle and submission and literalism. This already, the Asharazmi, of course, is quite intense compared to Mubaladi, but oh, I just hope that he, like, hires enough troops or something, because come on, man, this is incredible. Let's see where that goes. If he fails, he fails. This is a radical form of Islam, of course, here to the south. We're gonna see how that pans out. But yeah, I mean, you know, fighting administrative realms, you know how it is. Oh, and us being quite lenient towards the Andalusi Mubaladi seems to have paid off. Echoes of history. Abu al-Walid Averroes Rushdie, a renowned scholar known as Abu al-Walid Averroes Rushdie, is reportedly wandering my realm in search of employ. He hails from the Wilaya of Cordoba and has a certain air about him, meticulous yet somewhat querulous. What does this mean? He was a polymath, right? Okay. Averroes Ibn Rushd was a 12th century Andalusian polymath, renowned for his writings on Aristotelian philosophy. His work focused on integrating Islamic traditions with classical Greek philosophy. His efforts to rationalize philosophy made him a central figure in both Islamic and European intellectual history, contributing significantly to the Renaissance. I love that. Yeah, okay. I want this guy in my court. Big time. Those are the people that I want to attract. Those are the Mubaladi that I will welcome. Are you dying here? He's not hiring any troops, is he? That sucks. Oh, and we have another son, Robert. Yeah, she got pregnant after all, yet again. And it is Robert. Oh, and this was only a tributary war? Okay, that's... You know, okay, that's fine. And apparently my niece is a witch? Man, you guys are busy in my brother's family, huh? What is this? You might be a Rey Roger, but you are an evil churl. The unprovoked anger expressed by my vassal, Duchess Chiman, came as a complete surprise. She has been under a lot of stress lately, but to behave like she's 9 years old. Why is she under this much stress? I hate this child. Man, you know, I'm noticing now. Maybe his problem the entire time has been with children. It kind of seems that way, doesn't it? And we can see right here, by the way, he is besieging this town right there, Asfi. I'm just... What a shame. That would be such a nice rebellion to have, but yeah, he's not hiring any troops, it seems. Oh, he hired a whole bunch of mercenaries. Maybe he's going to win this. Let's see how that goes. Of course, very, very interesting to see the Almohads rise up after we crushed everything in Iberia and even took, of course, a part of North Africa here. Or if he wins, I mean, I would be a big fan. Obviously, I'm going to win this war. I wish I could push in deeper, but sadly, we currently don't have an actual kind of war goal to go into that. I'm going to take what I can in that regard, and oh, I think he might be doing it. I think he might be doing it. We're going to see, okay? We're going to see. Anyway, we now have a pacified realm. I have done currently what I can do against the Dunanites. Our son has converted to Mozarabism. Super interesting stuff right there. You have fallen into total ignorance. Yeah, I think he's thinking about the Almoravids, and I think he is thinking about the Dunanites. We have punished the Dunanites now. I think it might be time to push them further south. I cannot push them out entirely from the looks of it. Let me just make sure here with every single potential thing I can throw their way. Yeah, the reclamation sadly also counts per duchy. I can't really do anything there. I think we have learned something now. Ré Roger is great at acting and evaluating when people are weak, but if his frame moves, if he kind of loses his life balance, he needs his wife. And he has his wife. This is what you guys voted for. He is a stable, he is a good ruler. Now, who asserts justice in the vengeful ways that he, deems to be justice, but he sees an opportunity right now. I will reclaim Cabra, reclaim the important street here, and of course access to the river, because he has bigger problems. Now, I think our number is wrong. I'm pretty sure Sevilla, obviously, we can't call in. And Barcelona, I don't think we can call in the moment that we call in Aragon. As weak as he is, we should not underestimate him. I will be going, I think. I will declare this as an Iberian reclamation. You know what, no, we're going to declare this as a holy war just because it's more fun. If it's a holy war, people can join in. We're going to go for Cabra here, and let's see what we can do. Let's see what is feasible for us and for our allies. Obviously, my wife, I need you to join me here. You, I would also like to join. Oh, and I can still call in Barcelona? Okay, that's big, yeah. Oh my god, and yet another daughter. We've had this event before that we're just screaming at. You insolent Nimrod, were you sired by a stumbling ogre? And then I spot Marie, my daughter, staring right at me. What are you looking at? I think we just can't deal with children, man. Obviously, boys, if they are active, even worse. But just in general, I have yet to find a child that will actually work with me. Now, we are vastly superior in numbers here. We have aligned all of Aragon, Jamie, and then even internal allies of Aragon, or the vassals of Aragon, with our cause right here. Things are actually coming out Milhouse for us. At least it seems that way. Especially now that the Almoravids seem to be having internal trouble. That is the way it seems for us. He just keeps asking for money. No, I'm sorry. I can't do it, man. I've given you so much money already. Look at how many favors I've given him. That's over. I like your dynasty, but that is too much, my friend. Oh, and for some reason, we see his troops here. We get reports from Amir Iher. He appears to have won his war, his civil... Oh, he's still fighting his civil war, actually. They are starving. The armies of the Almoravids are starving. And it seems that he, Caliph Amgar ibn Tumert, is succeeding. We don't know much about this man, but we know that he is down there. Ooh, and they are raiding me. Not that I can do anything about this. They're still trying to kill me. The Almoravids need to go. That is all I can say. New church is established. Oh, hello, yes. Gained religious construction for 5 years. This is Valence. That is exactly what would happen. You would construct as many churches, you would create as many dioceses in newly gained territory just to establish control. They actually do this in CK3. It's very cool. They have the thing right here, right, where it is control-oriented. I think we have it right down there. Yep, control growth plus 20%. That is literally the way that it functions. We establish our authority. Oh, and the Tiras weavers have been finished. Sadly, we're not Muslim, but, you know, you get the drill. Oh, and they can even be upgraded. Jesus, that's a cool building. Okay, interesting. The idea kind of just being, we're looking at this, and we are establishing our order now in full. Mercabist refugees, we've had good relations with them. Raphael has fled Morocco, along with a huge swath of his fellow Mercabists. He comes to me begging for a home for his people, and will gladly swear fealty to the crown in exchange for protection from persecution. He actually gets the county, huh? You can live here, but you can't have the county, I'm sorry. This is direct rule. I have dealt with far too many people, too different from me. I can't trust it. Are they actually coming for me? They are prioritizing me over the Almohads? Alright, do your worst, brother. Do your worst. Let's go crush him. Let's go get him. What? She drowned? She drowned? Oh my god, why? Oh, wait, what? No, wait. Wait, why did Murcia also... Oh, I guess he... Wait, why did Murcia also leave? Oh, this is just awful. How can a heart endure this kind of pain without breaking? It cannot be possible, yet here I am, my heart beating on whilst yours has gone quiet. Oh, Sancha, my petal, life will not be the same without you. At least the memories remain. She drowned? She drowned? I'm gonna end this regency. The co-monarchy is over, but she's, from one moment to another, she's gone. And now Réjourdan of Aragon takes over, and apparently Prince Roger II also got territory. Why did he inherit this but not... Oh, do they have laws against outside inheritance? What happened here? This is awful for me. I mean, it's gonna all come together, but I mean, this is disgusting to look at, I'm not gonna lie. She's dead. She died. She sent at us, and she's dead. The only friend that I ever had is dead. I get the message as I ride into battle, and I think a part of us, at the very least, wishes that we were struck by an arrow. As we seek battle with the Almoravids, we wish that this was it. What is revenge if our wife isn't here to live through it with us? If she isn't here to see the highs of what is possible, what we are achieving against these terrible Almoravids? Man, we really crushed them there. I think I enabled the Almohads now for good. I don't know. I would have clicked that button right now if we hadn't been centered for the last few years, thanks to that community decision. That is, I think that is what is saving him. Although saving is a, well, it's a strong word, isn't it? He doesn't feel very saved. So much happened here, and what, 7 years have passed? Stop requesting things from me, my god, they want so much money. Oh, you know, I'm gonna go crush them immediately. Yet another battle, yet another victory for my side. I am right there with my army. No way, did he die in my... Died of old age. We didn't even get revenge, man. We didn't... We rebuilt, we failed, we struggled, we left things out, you know, for the vultures, basically, and then our wife got us to do a 180 to pull it back together. But look at us. We don't get revenge. We don't get our wife to live out our last years. What do we get here? What do we get? Nothing. We get nothing. I guess we got lucky, actually. He grew up hating you. This was a consequence of a feud between House Almoravid and Sicily. You know what? We are reinvigorated. Even if it is just having a nemesis, we have to deal with him. We have to finish him. I have to leave a realm that my wife would have wanted to be left behind. It's this kind of sorrow that he carries with him now, I think. He will never be happy, man. This is... The lands of Valencia are cursed, you know this? Réjourdan, father, was never happy here. We shall never be happy. And he's not in my prison. Oh, come on. How is he not in my prison? That sucks. I didn't catch him. Come on. I didn't even get to imprison him. But you know what? I think he's had enough of this war. The justice is coming for the Almoravids anyway. I have taken what I wanted. Cabre is now ours. It is good news. It is excellent news. But where do we go from there? God damn. Where do you go from there, huh? I hate looking at this. This is just... I like the story that emerges here, of course. As he now already rules Aragon, he is a valid and capable ruler without a doubt. He has turned Mozarabic during his time here in Sevilla, close to Cordoba, and now he rules Aragon already. Clearly, the influence waning. Listen, these borders are horrid, but what it ultimately just means is that my children, and I know that these numbers don't tell that tale, it's just received county and whatnot. My children pledged fealty to my son rather than to myself, because they know that he will be more fair, more like their mother, rather than more like me. It's a devastating, devastating thing to happen. And while we stew in Valence full of hatred, our control of this territory is long, long past us. Well beyond us. No matter what we do, no matter how we want to intervene. Roger's happy ending actually isn't happening. That is crazy to me. Man, what a devastating thing. He doesn't get revenge. He doesn't get to enjoy the years of calm after establishing his new order. And his children are kind of banding together, ruling around him rather than ruling underneath him. What can I say? Oh, and that's kind of funny. Wait a minute. The Muwaladi Caliphate, so it was destroyed when he died because he didn't have an heir. And now he recreated it. They're both my vassals. It's just that he inherited, and he is an Amirit. It is his child that I brought up as a Catholic. Yeah, wow, talk about a power move. Jesus. Put him back again as a marshal. I feel like marshal is the position that the caliphs are in here. And look at that, just as the world is moving past him, he was in control. He had his frame dominate the minds of all around him, and then it all slipped away. He had to listen to his wife, and now his children are ruling past him. Though I doubted it at first, I'm becoming convinced, hearing the gossiping of the court, that King Besi wants my head, all because of a torturing all of Sicily's game to him by their association to me, and this hatred has seeped from the head down throughout this entire evil family. We're going to give into this feud. This is the feud that keeps us going, essentially. House Besi will regret this, and we get a house feud. Of course we do. You think I can scheme to kill him? Let's see what we can do here. Obviously, I can change this, but it's already... Yeah, the secrecy. I don't like the secrecy. Are we certain that I don't have anything better in that regard? Clearly, I don't. And can I not just rehire him? Oh, no, I can. Okay, Jesus. That could have been awful. We don't have anyone better. Okay. Let me actually not auto-invite people right here. I'm going to do this entirely manually. I think the secrecy is very, very important for us. He is the best at this. Okay. We are at 61%. Then we want speed, I think, more than anything. I want his wife, yeah. I would love his wife to join me. If it means offering a hook, this is what this is all about. I have to get this done. Now or never. I want to get rid of this scheme, this issue, so that I may well come out ahead. So that I leave behind a world for my children in which they do not need to worry about their circumstances. Where they don't need to worry about the Almoravids. I will teach them the ultimate lesson. King Besi of Limeruk will die. At least if I get my way. Now, he does have redouble guards, which is amazing, but I'm just going to keep going. In fact, we are going to change our focus right here. I think that is more than sensible. We need to focus on this. There's no doubt. 82% secrecy, not bad. Not great either, but I'll take whatever I can. We have a marriage. Doesn't matter to me. I shall not attend. Oh, and this event, I think, will round off this episode. I don't think that he has too long. Ré Roger is kind of... The world seems to just be moving past him. This happens to everyone, but to him it happens while he's still alive. It is terrifying, isn't it? A greater armada. My steward Friedrich informs me that his chroniclers have returned from navigating and studying the naval technologies across the seas. He says that with funding, we could have a new ship designed that would outperform our neighbors and usher in an era of maritime supremacy for Valence. On the other hand, my Marshal Marwan would much rather spend that gold on things other than trade vessels. No, I will be going ahead and sponsor this. This is obviously the nonsense option. We're not crazy, we're not a lunatic, we're just eccentric. The Normans were one of the very few realms, and I say realm specifically because nation or country is obviously incorrect. They were one of the very few realms in this period that had a standing navy. They needed this standing navy because they were dominating Sicily. That much should be clear. The other countries were, for example, the Fatimids, whether they were here or there, they were relying on what their navy could do. It was also actually the Caliphate, the old Umayyad Caliphate also had this very same navy together with the Abbasids. Both of them were practicing it because they were actively fighting a nation, a realm, with an actual standing navy, of course, the Byzantines. And so you might ask, okay, wait a minute, why did these nations have standing navies like this and others didn't? Well, the reason is mostly that, of course, others didn't have a reason for it. You can secure your shores without ever building a ship. All you need to do is a network, as the British, for example, would do it, where you have towers at the coastline that signal to further inwards territories that there is a raid coming. You capture them, you kill them, you quickly raise your troops. The Umayyad Caliphate, once they actually departed towards Cordoba, did that here after Viking raids as well. All of this leading to a circumstance where you don't need a ship to stop hostile ships. However, the Normans in Sicily, of course, the Byzantines and the Caliphate here were reliant on the navy. It was protecting them and allowing them to intervene and raid. This right here, of course, right, the entire Aegean Sea was the highway of the Byzantine Empire, making it so that, well, if you can't protect this highway, you are cooked. Which is why the Cretan pirates were actually such a thorn in the side of the Byzantine Empire. This isn't a pivotal decision mechanically, because there are no navies, there is no trade. But by sponsoring this endeavor, no matter what happens, right, we are going to be gaining a bunch of benefits. Take a look at this right here. We're getting embarkation cost minus 50%, naval speed plus 25%. I will be taking this as the last and actually meaningful decision that Ré Roger probably does for his children. A decision that will determine our foreign policy for decades to come. At least 1 or 2 generations. The ocean is our land, dominating all the way into the central Mediterranean is what we desire to do, to secure a space in this region that allows for peace, prosperity, and indeed Sicile control. This right here is a wise decision. And even though it will drive me apparently down into the negatives, I'm very glad that I get to make it with him. This is the last purposeful move that he makes. Who knows what the next episode, of course, will bring, but I really like this as kind of going out the... Man, he has been done so wrong. That's crazy. The world sees him so differently from the way that he sees himself. And everything that he has built, as chaotic as it was at time, look at how much he has built. Look at what he facilitated. And now he's known as the Insane. Was he different? Did he make big mistakes? Obviously he did. The way that he kind of didn't understand his children, and clearly that is now shown in them rather pledging to Jourdan than to Roger the Insane. Yeah, I mean, okay. But man, I feel wronged, to be honest with you. He was never insane, he just saw the world differently. But I guess what's the difference to the world? I've heard rumors about a noble and valiant warrior woman in a distant land who is immortal and stands guard over an ancient gate made of marble and obsidian. Those who best her in combat will be allowed into the gate, which is a portal to a heavenly paradise, the most peaceful and pastoral landscape one can live in with no worries nor fears. If it did exist, could I go there? If only I could go to such a place, I would be so happy. Folks, I'm going to leave you right here. This man, this has been tough to watch. I can't retire. It's not something that I can do. But he's all alone. He is all alone in the world. The only thing that he's going for is killing King Busy. What a devastating life. The only person that ever understood him is gone. And now it's just him. Goddamn. Oh, and the Almohads actually signed a peace deal. It didn't go through. Good to know. That's fine. We still have the house feud, of course, with the Almoravids, but they need to update how he spawns in. That's all I can say, okay? It is what it is. Apparently, there's a war coming. I won't even go person anymore. I think he just sits in Valence, and that's all he does. It is a great tragedy that a man that had flaws, or has flaws, and made many mistakes, no doubt about it, is viewed through the lens of insanity by those that are his compatriots. His sons, his family, his everything. He even made it to true ruler, and still, he goes into debt for the sake of his vassals. And they have absolutely no love for him. I guess at this point I would also have no love for him, of course. I mean, think about it this way, right? We have a son who clearly is more well-suited to be a ruler. That hurts. That does hurt. And oh my god, apparently Munyadona Cecile killed Jugurthen Almoravid. Okay. How did you kill him? What the hell is going on with you? Alright. My family is active. They are carrying my cross, but they don't trust me to be the executor of what needs to be done. I think there is actually something that he does want to do before all of this is over. Before I end this episode... Oh, I need more prestige. I can't have anything. I'm going to create the Duchy of Cordoba, why not? And then, after having too many held duchies, that's okay. I will be starting a legend. If I can't be remembered, at least let my father be remembered. He never mistreated me. I only tried to carry forth what he created for the world. Ré Roger has picked up on how people see him, how they treat him, even his own flesh and blood, and in all fairness, this is all so in line with who they are and with who he is. He never understood them, they never were really working on one wavelength, they all pledged themselves to his son once he ruled Aragon directly. This looks odd, more odd than it is, because this is one kingdom effectively. He is now the strong co-monarch rather than just my co-monarch. And I think Ré Roger says, so be it. At least I want to remember my father as well as I can remember him. A good man, a strong man, who created the kingdom in Valence under our family, and whose legacy I wanted to carry on. Now let me not taint what he built with my stink. Ré Roger the Insane, that is who I am. Remember my father, remember my family for what we can be and who we should be. We're going to go ahead. We're going to start pushing this story right here. I want people to take it seriously. To listen to the tale of my family, even if it means ignoring me. I would love it. Yeah, there you go. My son, I need you to promote it. I need you all to promote this one legend. That is all I ask of you, my children. I've done nothing to you, and yet you treat me like a stranger. And that feels so rough, if you will. Tell me about this legend here. How is it actually spreading? This is a 10% chance. That's very strong. Yeah, okay. This is nice. It is stronger, of course, where you have a road. This is a part of there that is kind of the impact there. But the mighty endeavor for Cecile, if it's necessary, then just... I think as he creates this, as he realizes that most of his realm has slipped from his grasp, that his time is over, against his will, might I add, he kind of comes to the conclusion, well, in that case, forget my name. but remember that of my father and then that of my son. So what we started doing now here essentially with this legend is directly what this legend system is meant for. We have been slandered in his eyes, but he knows that he cannot recover his own memory. He at least wants to propagate a tale of his father that will then stick around, that will be a memory that he earned even if it doesn't speak of him. This is Hildegard coming to us for that project. She tells me that she has located multiple records that attest that Régardin of Valence was more than a mere Ré. His right as a ruler of Reign of Valence was given to him by an angel. This messenger from heaven promised that the House of Cecile would forever rule Reign of Valence and enact God's will on earth. Though an incredible claim, if I could get enough people to believe it, none would question my rule. So this is something I believe that is kind of in the story of House Normandy as well. It seems to be a very Norman thing, right, to kind of implement it right there. I am going to attempt this. Divine right is important. Divine right has never been the focus. We've always ruled through force, even if people here weren't Christians. But in the last decade, we literally established only Christians as our vassals, except, of course, Caliph Marwan of Cordoba here. I will say, yeah, it is true, and let's see how it goes. This could give us, what, Angelic Foundation? Oh, Piety and Learning, that's big for 15 years. The discount towards upgrading a legend increases. Please make it work. Ah, of course, who would believe it? I mean, who would believe it, admittedly? Oh. And I keep saying that I want to end the video here. This is going to be a very long one from the looks of it. Now, I did talk about this, of course, to the members, but man, I don't want to end it here, actually. Look at that. My dear father, I call on you to honor your alliance and join me in the holy war of the magistracy of Algeciras. When I am no longer king, all of this will be Aragon. He's facilitating this, and I believe before I do this... Oh, I can't execute it right now. Doesn't this go against my success chance? Oh, it totally does. Ugh. This video game. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Okay, I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna kill this guy. I will raise my troop. My son clearly knows the story that we are writing here. He understands what is on my mind, what is my concern. Despite everything, I guess. Despite the way that I feel and do not understand him, maybe he is much more like his mother than I thought he was. It really seems that way, doesn't it? He did grow up under her. If there's anybody that taught her how to deal with me, well... must have been her. We, together, are here, ousting them from Gibraltar. How's the legend? Oh my god, it's spreading so fast. I guess it makes sense. We have a lot of people involved here. France, would you not be willing to send you some money? It's too much money. I can't afford it. That's okay. Navarra doesn't have the option even. I guess not close enough. And I assume, yeah, that's the same for you. Obviously, the Dunanites, I won't be even asking them. My son and I working together, man. Our wife really saved this guy's reign and life, you know that? Because she brought up a son that understands him. As we are now making our way into North Africa, actually sieging the core lands of the Almoravid dynasty here, King Bezi. Even if it is the last thing that I do in my life, yeah, look at that. I will take your life. The Almoravids and the Dunanides were my enemies. And, well, it has finally come to this. Adam's hireling executed our plan perfectly. In the dead of night, the woman snuck through a gap scouted in the roaming patrols, let herself into our quarry's chambers with a stolen key, and brought Bezi's wretched existence to a wet, gurgling end. I've covered my tracks well, and if anyone suspects me of being behind the attack, then they do not dare say it out aloud. Justice is served. Let's see here. Your house will not be able to start. The feud will end, and we would win the feud, right? This is only the beginning. I kind of like the idea of winning the feud. Because that was his feud. I know it says house feud, but it was his feud, fundamentally. Sure. Justice is served. Oh, wait, they continue their feud against us, but we close our feud against them. So now it is one-sided. You know what? That actually makes sense. Oh, that actually makes so much sense. It is one-sided, and they might yet be coming for my family, but I'm essentially done mentally, right? Kind of checked out, I guess. Now, while the war is still raging, although, of course, victory is most certainly, well, certain, I suppose, and Ré Roger's reign isn't yet entirely over, I think I'm going to end this video right here. Let me look around. The Cumans have turned the Fatimids into a tributary. That is very exciting, very funny. What a shame that he didn't actually make this happen. Caliph Amgar Ibn Tumer, yeah, he should have probably been buffed even more than I already did there, but that's okay. We got Sviariki, we got Denmark. They are all quite constant here. Not too many changes on the land map, be it religiously or otherwise. Yep, culture-wise still pretty normal, right? Nothing here really changed. Okay, that's fine. We are in a strong position. Although our realm looks fragmented, it is ultimately just the work of two co-monarchs. But Ré Roger, yeah, he will be dismissed. His wife will be treated as the protector of the realm. Of course, his father will be treated as the founder, and then his son as the unifier. Neither of which, none of this, will point towards Ré Roger the Insane, despite, of course, him building that realm, him crushing the rebellion, him getting his things together in his moments of weakness, and then even creating the baseline for the future naval might of our realm by financing that massive, massive trade fleet, ultimately building the very first standing fleet for our realm indeed in Valencia. What a dire, dire result for his life. Folks, I'm going to leave you right here. I will be back. These episodes will be longer. As you can tell, they are quite significant yet, but they will come, of course, a bit less often. Either way, I will be seeing you in the next one, or at least I hope I will. Make sure to subscribe and become a member of the channel to make these kind of videos possible. I will now, for the time being, leave you right here, and I think in the next one, well, Ré Jourdain of Aragon will be gracing us with his presence. Folks, I will leave you right here, and I'll see you later. Alligator.